The day you achieve control of the movements of your attention in the subjective world, you are master of your fate. You can manifest anything that you want. You will no longer accept the dominance of outside conditioned circumstances. You will not accept life on the basis of the outside world. And that's what we're going to cover in this chapter, guys. Welcome back. We are going over Subjective Control, Chapter 12. Neville Goddard, The Power of Awareness. This chapter right here is going to cover and give us instructions on how to live subjectively rather than being controlled by our 3D world. That way we can manifest everything that we want in our lives and completely change things around. So if your life is not the way that you want it to be right now, it can be changed very simply if you follow the rules that I'm going to give you from this chapter from Neville Goddard today in this video. Your imagination is able to do all that you ask in proportion to the degree of your attention. All progress, all fulfillment of desire depend upon the control and concentration of your attention, guys. Your attention. All right, guys. So if all fulfillment of desire depends upon the control and concentration of your attention, do you have a well-established attention? Are you being distracted for most of the day? Do you find yourself on TikTok watching Netflix, your attention being attracted from without, or are you subjectively taking control and coming up with your own ideas, allowing your mind to assume a feeling state and then get ideas from those feeling states and have your world start transforming? Are you able to concentrate your attention on one thing? Are you able to do that? And if you're not, then I'm going to give you those instructions on how to improve this, because your success depends upon this, not somebody else's. You're giving yourself away when you don't have control of your attention, because attention is the most valuable thing that you have, and that's where your energy is contained. All right, guys, so now we're going to get into the important part right here. Neville Goddard explains this. I'm going to break this down and give you some more examples of things that are actually connected to this. That way you can have some really real-time ideas of how to maneuver around this and gain your energy, your attention back into your life. Okay, so attention may be either attracted from without or directed from within. Attention is attracted from without when you are consciously occupied with external impressions of the immediate present. Okay, so external impressions. Think of all the external impressions in your life that are, for the majority of the day, attracting your attention. You know, like your phone. If you're constantly on your phone and you're constantly being attracted by some sort of external impressions throughout the day, that is taking your attention from you. All those things. So you need to break free from that. Start taking yourself like intentionally taking yourself away from these things and giving yourself moments to think internally. Come up with your own ideas, either through affirmations or scripting or visualizing, even doing affirmations. I was actually doing affirmations earlier this morning, and I was saying them out loud. I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I was saying I was in the shower, and I was just repeating this over and over and over. And just the way that it changed my feeling state, just by repeating, like out loud, saying that out loud and taking control of my attention. I was taking control of my attention because my mind was starting to drift and going to other places, thinking about what I got to do this, I got to do that, and I got to do this. You know, so I took my attention back, and I was like, you want to know what? I want to take my attention back right now. I want to feel good. So I started repeating, I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. And what this did was it completely rearranged my entire day through my feeling states. And I'm attracting a completely different day and also transferring to different parallel realities just by affirming this out loud. I'm changing my worlds as I go through my day and just changing things. Different things are going to start happening. Different doors are going to start opening by taking my attention and reversing it from externally to internally. And that's what we're covering this. I'm going to continue here, guys. All right. So it is obvious that in the objective world, your attention is not only attracted by, but is constantly directed to external impressions. But your control in the subjective state is almost non-existent. So we get used to this. We get used to that throughout our days and throughout our lives, not being trained to think this way. So habitually, you built up all this momentum to always be reacting to your 3D world and the external impressions. So we have to redirect that internally. So your control in the subjective state is almost non-existent. For in this state, attention is usually the servant and not the master. And that's what happens, okay? Through our lives, we become the servants of our world rather than its master and manifesting and creating the world that we want. We're now the servant, and our lives are dictated by the events in our 3D world because we've been attracted externally and reacted externally all of our lives. But we're changing that now. And once you can start building the momentum of just changing things, just like what I did with the affirmations this morning. I start reacting to my external world and not in a good feeling state. So I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Then I redirected my attention internally and changed it. I changed it. So now I'm being the master of my world and not the servant of it. Okay. All right, so there is an enormous difference between attention directed objectively and attention directed subjectively. And the capacity to change your future depends on the latter. Okay, so your capacity to change your future depends on directing your attention internally or subjectively. That's the same. Subjectively means internally. So when you are able to control the movements of your attention in the subjective world, you can modify or alter your life as you please. Just like what I did. I wasn't feeling good. I was in a lower vibration or energy or feeling state. And what I did, I started repeating this affirmation. And what he said, I modified and altered my life right when I did that. I changed my entire day by shifting to different parallel realities, by taking internal direction and being the master of my life and my world. But this control cannot be achieved if you allow your attention to be attracted constantly from without. So you have to start forcing yourself to do this. Even if it's an effortless kind of forceful, but you have the knowledge. Once you have the knowledge and you gain the attention that you need to do this, you can force yourself to do that. If you're not feeling good, at any point in time, if you're not in a good feeling state, just start repeating an affirmation. Start using whatever affirmation that you like to use to change your feeling states internally, and stop being a servant of your world and start being the master of it, okay? So right here, he says, each day, set your task of deliberately withdrawing your attention from the objective world and focusing it subjectively, just like I did with that affirmation. It's a perfect example. Each day, set yourself the task of deliberately withdrawing your attention from the objective world and focusing it subjectively, whether that's through visualizations or just repeating an affirmation out loud. I find that when I do the affirmations and I'm actually saying them out loud, that they're much more effective for me. I mean, that's just me, but I feel like when you're saying them out loud, you're really taking, because you're using your faculties of your 3D body, like through your mouth, through your voice. You're actually saying it, you're feeling it as you're doing it, and not just, saying it within yourself. You're actually saying it out loud and really gaining that attention, subjectively, internally, taking the direction of your attention on something great. I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I love this one. It's perfect, from Charles Haanel's book, The Master Key System. Okay, so in other words, concentrate on those thoughts or moods which you deliberately determine. That's what it did, okay? So it changed my thoughts and my mood when I started repeating that, which I took deliberate control of. Then those things that now restrict you will fade and drop away. It completely changed my entire day. So when I did this in the morning, it changed my entire day, started creating great things to happen right off the bat. And I'm like, you want to know what? I'm going to clean this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go exercise. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to get everything done first thing in the morning. Set the day great, because I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. So I can do anything, and I'm going to enjoy doing all this, okay, and helping people and just setting that intention for the entire day, and like we said before, transferring those different parallel realities, because I'm quantum jumping at that point by doing that, by taking that control. So the day you achieve control of the movements of your attention in the subjective world, you are master of your fate. Master of your fate. Completely change the direction of your entire day just by doing this one thing, by taking your attention, and not being the servant of your world, but the master of it. You will no longer accept the dominance of outside conditions or circumstances. You will not accept life on the basis of the outside world. And that's what I did. I did not accept the feeling state that I was in, the world that was feeding me something that I knew was not true, that I can change it at any point. I was not accepting life on the basis of the outside world. Okay, so I changed it. Having achieved control of the movements of your attention and having discovered the mystery hid from the ages that Christ in you is your imagination, you will now assert the supremacy of the imagination and put all things in subjection to it. Love this chapter, guys. We got the next chapter here, which I might get this one today because I'm feeling so good. I might just knock this chapter out today for you guys. Chapter 13, acceptance. But let's give you a little recap here. Okay, so subjective control is so important, guys. It's absolutely important in gaining control of your attention. And whenever you're not feeling good, just do what I did today. Say an affirmation. Any affirmation you want. You can use the one I used. You can use anything that you want, or you want to sit down and you want to write something out. Do a gratitude list. Go into the gratitude course on Neville book. Start doing that. Start writing down 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 things every single day. Start writing down these things and changing your thoughts and your feeling states internally. No matter what's happening in your world, no matter how bad it may be, you can change it by jumping to parallel universes, by changing your feeling states within, and you have that control. And that's what we're going over. Change it. Don't just put up with it. Don't just deal with it. Don't deal with it. Change it. You have the power internally to change your feeling states. And when you change your feeling states, your frequencies and your vibrations, you are going to transfer to a different parallel world where all these great things start happening to you because the world is created from within you internally. So don't accept life from the external, what you're seeing with your senses, because that's not real. It's being projected from inside of you out. So control that, control your imagination, control your feeling states, and your world will reflect that change. All right, guys, that is the end of this video. But if you're looking for any shortcuts to gain your attention internally, hit that link in the description below. Check those courses out. They are very powerful. If you're having any problems doing this, or I offer previous videos on different exercises, you can go check those out anytime. I love you guys. And don't forget to give me one thing you guys are grateful for in the column box below. Love you guys. See you guys in the next video.